Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Pelletier again, and I have another book that deals with finding beauty in the world around us, okay? And this is another award winner. This won an award for the pictures also. It won a Caldecott Award. And it's called The Gardener by Sarah Stewart, and the pictures are by David Small. And if you look at the cover, what do you notice? Talk to the person next to you about what you notice. Lots of tall buildings. I think we're in a city. And look at that. It almost looks like a fire escape. And there's this little girl at the top, and she's holding a sunflower. So we are going to read to find out why she is holding that sunflower. And this book is written in a little bit of a different way. It's got letters in it that she's writing back and forth to her mother and her father. So it's kind of interesting the way she writes this. Okay, so you see this, and it's called The Gardener. We're going to, again, let's see what lessons are taught through this book. So if you notice, this is written like a letter. It looks like a letter. And this is Lydia Grace Finch right here. Okay, and that's her grandmother. And it's dated August 27th, 1935. Now that was a long time ago. And at that time, something happened in the United States called the Great Depression. And people did not have a lot of money there, a lot of things then. It was a time of crisis, almost like what we're going through now with the coronavirus. It was a time where people lost a lot of their jobs, and so you're going to read to find out what happens here. So this is a realistic fiction. This could have happened. It didn't, but it could have. Dear Uncle Jim, so this first letter is to Uncle Jim. Grandma told us after supper that you want me to come to the city and live with you until things get better. Did she tell you that Papa has been out of work for a long time and no one asks Mama to make dresses anymore? So her mother must have been a seamstress or a tailor. She made dresses, and both her mother and her father have been out of work for a long time. So things are very tough in their home. So I think the grandmother wants her to go live with the uncle because then he has a little bit more going on in terms of his life. Let's see what happens. We all cried, even Papa. But then Mama made us laugh with her stories about chasing her up trees when you were both little. Did you really do that? I'm small but strong, and I'll help you all I can. However, Grandma said to finish my schoolwork before doing anything else. Your niece, Lydia Grace Finch. So we know that this uncle is her mom's brother, and when they were little, they chased each other up trees, and now she has to go live with him. She's going to go to school, but she's going to help him with whatever he needs help with. So that was in August. Here's another letter dated September 3rd, 1935. Dear Uncle Jim, I'm mailing this from the train station. I forgot to tell you in the last letter 3 important things that I'm too shy to say to your face. Number 1, I know a lot about gardening, but nothing about baking. I'm anxious to learn to bake, but is there any place to plant seeds? Number 3, I like to be called Lydia Grace, just like Grandma. Your niece, Lydia Grace Finch. So we learn a lot in those 3 requests that she has. She loves to garden. She knows a lot about it. But then she says, I'm anxious to learn to bake. When you're anxious about something, that means you're a little bit nervous. I'm thinking right now he must be maybe a baker, or maybe he has a bakery. And maybe that's what she's going to help him with. And look at the train station. So she's going to get on the train and go into the city. And look at the grandma's trying to help her put her coat on. But she's going to get on the train alone and go meet her uncle. Their parents aren't going to go with her. Let's see. So this is on the train. So this is the same day, September 4th, 1935. I'm pretty sure it was the same date. Let me just check. Nope, September 3rd is when she wrote to him. She was getting on the train station. And then September 4th, she's on the train. Dear Mama, I feel so pretty in your dress that you made over for me. I hope you don't miss it too much. So she's writing now to her mother and her father. And then she says, Dear Papa, I haven't forgotten what you said about recognizing Uncle Jim. Just look for Mama's face with a big nose and a mustache. I promise not to tell him. Does he have a sense of humor? And dearest Grandma, thank you for the seeds. The train is rocking me to sleep, and every time I doze off, I dream of gardens. Love to you all, Lydia Grace. So if you look here, she's on the train by herself. Her mother must have, she said, I feel pretty in your dress that you made over for me. She must have taken a dress that her mother had and made it smaller for Lydia Grace. And then she also says, I can tell she's never met the uncle before because they said, I haven't forgotten what you said about recognizing Uncle Jim. Just look for Mama's face with a big nose and a mustache. So she's never met him before. And look here, this is her luggage, and you can see these envelopes falling out, and they're full of seeds. And on the envelope, it tells you what kind of flower it's going to be. A zinnia, what's this? Cosmos. This one's marigold seeds. So she really loves gardening. Now look at that. She got off the train. And how do you think she's feeling? It's kind of all gray, and then she's lit up in color. And that has to be pretty scary. She's all alone in this big city, in this train station, trying to find someone she's never met before. Then we've got September 5th, 1935. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, I'm so excited. There are window boxes here. They look as if they've been waiting for me, so now we'll both wait for spring. And Grandma, the sun shines down on the corner where I'll live and work. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. Uncle Jim doesn't smile. So there's Uncle Jim, and he doesn't smile at all. He's got a mustache. And look at what I see over here. It says bakery. But she's noticing that in this building, there are window boxes, so she could probably plant some flower seeds. Let's see what she does. December 25th, 1935. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, I adore the seed catalogs you sent for Christmas. Catalogs are like magazines, and they've got lots of different seeds in them. Flowers, pictures, okay? And Grandma, thank you for all the bulbs. Bulbs are little flower bulbs that she'll plant in the ground so that they grow to be flowers. You have light bulbs, but then you also have flower bulbs, okay? And you put them in the dirt and they grow. I hope you received my drawings. I wrote a long poem for Uncle Jim. He didn't smile, but I think he liked it. He read it aloud, then he put it in his shirt pocket and he patted it. Love to you all, Lydia Grace. So see, he's reading the poem. He really doesn't smile much. I think times are very tough because people don't have a lot of money and people are out of a lot of jobs. Okay, now look at this. February 12th, 1936. So she's been there for almost 6 months. Dearest Grandma, thank you again for those bulbs you sent at Christmas. You should see them now. I really like Ed and Emma Beach, Uncle Jim's friends who work here. When I first arrived, Emma told me she'd show me how to knead bread if I would teach her the Latin names of all the flowers I know. You see right there? That's what we call kneading bread. She's got the dough there and she's working her hands into it and mixing it around. When you knead bread, you mix it, okay, with your hands. And this is Uncle Jim's friends, Emma. And Emma is teaching her how to knead the bread. She's teaching her the names of all the flowers. Now, just half a year later, I'm kneading bread and she's speaking Latin. More good news. We have a store cat named Otis who at this very moment is sleeping at the front of my bed. Love to all, Lydia Grace. Uncle Jim, P.S. Uncle Jim isn't smiling yet, but I'm hoping for a smile soon. So see, he's still very serious. He's working on decorating a cake, and he's making more of the batter for the cake. And there's the little kitten, and it sleeps at the foot of her bed. And when they say the foot of her bed, that means the very edge of her bed, the end of her bed at night. So she's starting to see, even though she's away from her parents, she's trying to see the beauty, right? March 5th, 1936. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, I've discovered a secret place. You can't imagine how wonderful it is. No one else knows about it but Otis. Okay, so Otis is the cat, right? So she snuck up here with the cat, and I don't know, I can't see the cat, but she looked out the window and she went up the stairs. Do you remember this from the cover? Let's see what she finds. I have great plans. Thank you for all the letters. I'll try to write more, but I'm really busy planting all your seeds in cracked teacups and bent cake pans. So she doesn't have pots like flower pots. So she takes teacups that are kind of cracked and puts soil in them and plants the seeds. It's a good way to recycle something. And Grandma, you should smell the good dirt I'm bringing home from the vacant lot down the street. Love to you all, Lydia Grace. A vacant lot, vacant means nothing's there anymore. It's vacated, means nobody's there. But she found some really good dirt there, so she's been bringing the dirt home to plant her seeds. So look at this illustration. What do you think she's thinking? This is the place that she found. It's at the very top of the building. It's got pigeons. It doesn't look very pretty, does it? And look at what the illustrator does. Uses kind of browns and tans, doesn't make it look very colorful. What do you think Lydia is thinking? She's like, this is the most special place. Let's see. April 27th, 1936. Dearest Grandma, all the seeds and the roots are sprouting. That means they're popping up. I can hear you saying, April showers bring May flowers. That's what we're starting to see, hopefully, in Manchester right now, because it's May and hopefully our flowers are starting to sprout. Emma and I are sprucing up the bakery, and I'm playing a great trick on Uncle Jim. He sees me reading my mail, planting seeds in the window boxes, going to school, doing my homework, sweeping the floor, but he never sees me working in my secret place. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. I'm planning on a big smile from Uncle Jim in the near future. So see, she's doing everything, but she never tells him about the secret place. I think that she wants to try to surprise him. And a lot of people put this little P.S. at the end of a letter. It means postscript. It means they finish the letter, but then they've got, something else to tell you. So they add something else. May 27th, 1936. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, you should have heard Emma laugh today when I opened your letter and dirt fell out onto the sidewalk. Thank you for all the baby plants. They survived the trip in the big envelope. Look at that. So Grandma keeps sending these plants and seeds. More about Emma. She's helping me with the secret place. Hooray! So see, she's helping out. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. I saw Uncle Jim almost smile today. The store was full, well, almost full of customers. So see, now business is starting to pick up. I think maybe more people are back to their jobs. So now people are buying more baked goods from him. June 27th, 1936. Dear Grandma, flowers are blossoming all over the place. I'm also growing radishes, onions, and 3 kinds of lettuce in the window boxes. Some neighbors have brought containers for me to fill with flowers, and a few customers even gave me plants from their gardens this spring. They don't call me Lydia Grace anymore. They call me the gardener. Love to all, Lydia Grace. P.S. I'm sure Uncle Jim will smile soon. I'm almost ready to show him the secret place. So look at that. They're putting little bits of color because now all of her plants that she's been planting are sprouting. And you can even see the smiles on people's faces. It's getting busier down in the city. Let's see. July 4th, 1936. Dearest Mama, Papa, and Grandma, I am bursting with happiness. The entire city seems so beautiful, especially this morning. The secret place is ready for Uncle Jim. At noon, the store will close for the holiday, and then we'll bring him up to the roof. So July 4th is Independence Day. It's a big holiday. I've tried to remember everything you ever taught me about beauty. So they're going to close down the bakery early at noontime, and she's going to bring him up to the secret place. What do you think it's going to look like? Love to all, Lydia Grace. I can already imagine Uncle Jim's smile. Look at this. There's the secret place. All of the flowers that she planted have bloomed. And look at, she's got his friends are there too, Emma. And there he is. And look at, I'm just going to show you what it looked like before. Remember when she found that secret place at first? It looked like this. So when she looked at that, she thought it was the most wonderful place because she could imagine what she could do. And that's what she did. She planted all of these flower seeds and made it beautiful. What do you think he's thinking right now? How do you think her uncle's going to be feeling now? July 11th, 1936. Dear Mama, Papa, and Grandma, my heart is pounding so hard, I'm sure the customers can hear it downstairs. So what does that tell you? If her heart is pounding so hard, talk to the person next to you about what that means. Look at her face. She is so happy. Her heart is pounding so hard. At lunch today, Uncle Jim put the close sign on the door and told Ed and Emma and me to go upstairs and wait. He appeared with the most amazing cake I've ever seen, covered in flowers. I truly believe that cake equals 1,000 smiles. And then he took your letter out of his pocket with the news of Papa's job. I'm coming home. Love to you all and see you soon, Lydia Grace. P.S. Grandma, I've given all of my plants to Emma. I can't wait to help you on your garden again. We gardeners never retire. So how has everything changed right now? This is an important page because now you see how appreciative her uncle is. You know, he loves this beauty. Still isn't quite smiling, but he made her a beautiful cake with flowers. And now he brought her a special letter. Her father has a job now, so she can go back home. And it's really funny. I like how they say here in the P.S., I can't wait to help you in your garden again. We gardeners never retire. That means most of the time, if you're a gardener, you will garden forever, right? And her grandmother does too. Even though she doesn't work, she still gardens. So I'm going to just take these off so you can see this, because here, look at, they're at the train station, and now she's going to go home. So she's leaving the uncle, and look at how he's hugging her. So even though he didn't smile much, she really had a very positive effect on him, right? Those little things that she did, she made that rooftop that was not very beautiful at all. She created a beautiful garden for him to go to, and he really appreciates it, and so do his friends, okay? So again, kind of a dark background, but then lots of color here. So do you see how this book is somewhat similar to Market Street? She had an idea to make something really not beautiful, beautiful. And she was very positive. Think about that. She had to leave her parents to go live with an uncle that she didn't even know, and she made the best of it. Okay. So now you know, I was wondering when I first saw this why it was called The Gardener. We know she is. And also why she was holding that big flower, that sunflower. Okay, she created quite a garden up there. So when you do something like this, just little things like this can have such a positive effect on people. And that's what I think this lesson, the book is teaching, that kind of a lesson. There are little things that we can do that can make a big difference in people's lives.